I forgot. Let me start the music too. Forgot about that. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Slice of Shonen Podcast. I am your host on the boat, Sailor. And I said it in chat just a few seconds ago, but thanks everybody for coming out already. I just scheduled this 5 minutes ago because I was running so late. So I appreciate you guys showing love off rip, man. Thank you so much. We got a big week as always to talk about here on the pod. And you tell I only slept 3 hours. Anyway, it's gonna be 3 chapters, but still pretty big, none the same. It's gonna be fun, and of course, I am not by myself. I have my Ensemble of Excellence with me. So let me go down the list. I have the Cookin' Taco. We have the me. Hey, how's it going? We have the Silver. And of course, the Zenith Annie Manga, whose channel and Patreon are linked down below in the description. Make sure you guys check both of those things out. If you can, we'd really appreciate it. I didn't use any fan art this week, so I don't really have anyone to shout out, but shout out to all the fan artists who did something this week. I don't know who you are, but shout out to you, I guess. And of course, shout out to everybody in chat once again. We definitely do appreciate it. Sorry if my voice is a little weird. I have not gotten the chance to take my medicine, so I know that makes it sound like I'm not beating the old allegations, but my allergies are fucked right now. So if my voice sounds a bit off, apologies about that.
And I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little off too. I'm not sick. I'm just eating a sandwich right now.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. True. And yeah, that's pretty true. But anyway, fellas.
I will say this.
Go ahead.
So, like always, Sailor links my Patreon down below. For any of y'all that don't know, I feel like most of y'all know at this point, it's for my fan animation going on for Gojo versus Makima. One of the reasons I was late to this whole thing is I was just talking to some of the animators. My God, some of these clips look so good. I'm excited to show y'all what we've been working on. So, look forward to that. If you want to give any support, you know where you can do that. Any amount's appreciated. It's going crazy over there. I'm so looking forward to when we can put out the trailer.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Make sure you guys can check that out. Like I said, if you can, or even if you just want to spread it around, show some support that way, that's always great as well. Is there anything else you guys would like to get into before we get started this week?
Go see Godzilla -1.
Oh
yes,
my God,
go
see that fucking movie, man.
-1.
Go see that fucking movie. Jesus Christ. That was really good. that was
shit knocked off like crazy.
Yeah, that shit was extremely good. Yeah, make sure you go check that out if you can. But yeah, aside from that, let's get started. So first up on the docket this week, My Hero Academia chapter 409. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
So cool.
All for one is all for done. Let's go.
Finally, bro. God, the one thing that I don't entirely get is the whole Pop Rocks bit with Bakugo. I don't know how he did the explosive sweat thing, or I just dropped something. The explosive sweat thing in AFO's mouth. I don't know how he did that, but it was cool. I liked it. It was very cool.
Basically, during an attack, I forget which chapter, but what he did was he set off he put these little beads of sweat, because he has the sweat with the nitroglycerin in it, the nitroglycerin substance in it that can be set off by his palms. But he basically put some of that sweat there without setting it off and had it just coated with some of his non-explosive sweat. So that way, eventually, the non-explosive sweat would just wear off, and then an outside force could set it off, which in this case was the immense friction of that movement.
True.
Which then fucked up his mouth.
Yeah, massive gamble, but it definitely did pay off for the homeboy.
Honestly, the craziest part of this for me was the fact that he did have normal sweat. I don't know why. I just always thought that everything, every time he sweated, it was just nitroglycerin.
It's never been explicitly said, but it's always been the factor that he could only detonate it from his palms. So maybe it's only the sweat from his palms that does that. But then again, there's been a whole thing with how his quirk awakening works, where like a lot of that sweat that's like, gets sort of condensed has been coming out of his other pores as well. So like, because of how his quirk awakening's really interesting, honestly. But yeah, it's
I gotta say,
cool.
after seeing how Bakugo handled business this chapter, I think the TCB scans last week were way more accurate.
Well, so
you think
what
so? I think the officials were.
The officials were more accurate because it ends on him saying, "Yeah, I never could have hoped to beat that, at least not alone." And
Is that what he says?
Yeah, at the end of the officials. And so what's interesting, I was seeing some stuff about the translation for last week's line and everything. From what I've heard,
last week, the official last week, he said, "Some genius I am. How could I ever hope to beat that?"
Yeah, I'm saying the official
we're saying
this week is a follow-up to that line where he says, "Yeah, I never could have hoped to beat that, at least not alone." So he's like,
I was saying it's more accurate because the TCB scans made it sound more confident, and he just fucking destroyed him.
Yeah, but like that's
I agree. I think that's cooler too. But
from what I heard, this is just what I heard, of course, but the official for last week is like more accurate, but there's like sarcasm isn't the right word, but there's like some irony to it. Like I said, Japanese is a complicated language. I don't really understand
complicated.
all its workings. That's just what I heard about it. There's like some irony to it, which like you see the result of that in this chapter. So I get why people, and me included, I liked the more confident line too, but I think with how it worked out, this was better overall.
Yeah. Nah, I still like the other more.
True.
I think it's a lot cooler.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a lot cooler. I wish we could have had TCB's line last week with the line we got at the end this week. That'd be really cool. Because I still feel like you could have that whole thing. Like I never could have won if I was by myself with Bakugo, even with the whole confidence thing. But
fair.
Oh well, he was still fucking raw though, bro. The spreads were godly. Yeah, atomic bomb versus coughing baby, dude. It was over. It was,
shut the fuck up. Just stop talking.
It's 2023 now. If I don't like you, I'm just done arguing. I'm just blowing you up.
He just, he had his own 7-page Muda deal. That was
pretty much, yeah. It was really good, dude.
It's one of those chapters where it's technically not short. It's 15 pages, but because of all the double page spreads, it feels like all the full page spreads.
Because of the immense ass
kicking. It just goes hard.
Yeah, it's just like, god damn. Yeah, no. I'm so happy. Here's the thing, right? The bead of sweat within the bead of sweat and everything, I think logically it all makes sense. To me, it's very similar to the heart thing.
All right, there's levels of this shit.
I think it's like it makes sense, but it's still kind of bullshit. But it's like
the heart thing, yeah.
It leads to a cool moment, so who cares?
Bro was in his Roy Mustang bag for real.
I'm fine with it. Like I'm not gonna question because like here's the thing, like where Silver's like I didn't even know he had normal sweat. It's like I didn't either, but like. Who cares? Like it doesn't matter.
Quirk science is bullshit after all.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a completely scientific, logical explanation of how it all works, but it's cool.
Who actually cares?
I love how it played out in this chapter.
So good, bro. God, it feels so good to be done with that dickhead, bro. God, just reading this.
He's not done yet, bro.
No, he needs to die.
He's not done yet, dude. He's not like dead. He's
still he's like a baby, bro. No, there's no way.
He's still alive, bro. He's not dead.
He's done.
Yeah, I was about to say he's out.
Done,
yeah,
but he's not done. Here's the thing: he's still gonna be on screen. Like he's still gonna be talking and doing stuff.
No way.
Say some goo goo gaga.
I was about to say that nigga's on goo goo gaga timing, bro. It's over. It's fucking over. I really like how
One second.
Oh.
Yes, Wary Exile. He did take Hawks' quirk.
Yeah, he took his fucking quirk.
That did happen.
Hawks
Oh, yeah, no.
having a
about
fan
that, too,
club
that was
is
fucking
fucking
cool.
weird.
Taylor was in the middle of the point before I interrupted. Go on, my man.
Fuck, did I just forget? Oh my gosh. Oh no, I like.
Take over,
Nigga, shut the fuck up! Shut up! Shut up! Stop talking now! Shut up! I remembered.
Guys, not in front of chat. God
I
damn.
remembered. I remembered. I really like how it was all about everyone's efforts leading to this point at the end, because that's been such a big thing with AFO and his entire shitty poo-poo ass fraudulent run in this war, is that everyone's coming together and helping take down this guy. And that's been a whole thing in Act 3 in general, with just like everyone helping out in their own way and like nobody's useless type shit. Everything that happened, it kind of reminded me of the thing in the last war with Best Genus, with like all these threads came together and like led to this moment. It was like that. It was really fucking cool. And I brought it up last week, but it's a really good moment for Bakugo. I like it a lot. It's just pretty much connecting him to One for All without like giving him One for All, because God, that would have sucked. But I really like how he's placed in this fight, especially since it was like, oh, well, him and AFO don't really have much in common, or at least they don't really have that much of a connection. I think in the few chapters we got of this, I think it all played out pretty well for these two. I think this is a really good end for Bakugo's character and AFO's character. It was good.
I agree.
W for all the people who saw this coming as Bakugo's final matchup, by the way. Like,
yeah, I know. I'm the greatest.
They were
I know.
cooking.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're right, Taco.
Right,
you are the greatest.
I just can't lose. I can't lose, if I get everything right, bro.
That's so true. He's so real.
What were you saying, Silver, about?
No, I'm just saying, I thought it was that whole bit with Hawks is really cool.
Oh, yeah,
just,
I love
one final massive middle finger
Hawks.
compared to All for One.
That was
I love
so.
That
was just
silly.
It was so
that.
silly. I was just like, this is so weird. Like, hey, it's fine.
I think, like, at the end of the day, with this arc for All for One's character, and it's one of those things where it's like, well, so what if it's the point? I don't like it anyway. But, like, the point of this arc for All for One is that he is pathetic at the end of the day.
Yeah, he fucking sucks.
He, his greatest asset has been his quirk, and he's pretty good at manipulating people overall. Like, he's not a genius mastermind planner. He's not a great tactician in a fight. He has a powerful quirk, and he's pretty good at messing with people, which has been a great asset so far. But when at the end of the day, he's forced into a fight where everyone is giving their all and pushing up all these extra internal factors, where he's dealing with these emotions he's locked away for so long that now he's just making stupid decisions because he can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
He's at a point where it's revealing, without his quirk, he's nothing. He has nothing. He has no one. His back's against the wall, and he's gonna lose. And overall, I like it. I think that's cool. I like All for One. I've always liked All for One as a villain, because I like how he plays, and like just the old school mustache twirling bad guy. He's real fun in how he just enjoys being a piece of shit. And then we get his backstory, and I really like his backstory. So I'm happy with this. As a longtime fan of All for One being All for One, I'm a big fan of this from his perspective as well. Like, it's overall just a great fight. I love this fight.
Yeah, I really like. I agree with Sailor. I really like this conclusion to both of their characters. And Bakugo has just always been one of my favorites. And like I said, that I was kind of joking earlier, but this is the fight I wanted for Bakugo. I can't. I think I said it on the podcast. It was like a long time ago, but it was like, I don't know. This matchup always made sense to me. Like, I always just, and I really
Spoken
like how it all came together. We definitely had some highs and some lows, but at the end, I think it was all worth it.
Yeah, bro. That shit was God. Those spreads. Horikoshi has been going fucking ham, dude. God damn. He's dropping like the best art of his entire run with MHA in this final arc, dude. It's so
But
good.
I know he's tired as
Dude,
fuck.
Oh my
like,
God,
You
I
know
know he's
that
exhausted.
scene in Hunter x Hunter where Killua visits Gon and like he's just all messed up and he sees his hand like all messed up. That's Horikoshi after this chapter.
Dude.
Like, god damn.
Yeah. I'm surprised was there a break before this chapter? Or did we just jump straight into it? I don't remember.
I don't think
I
there
don't
was
remember.
I was about to
MHA
say.
last week, right?
Yeah, I was about to say.
There
I-
was-
let
No,
me
I don't
check my
think we had a
notes.
break last week.
No,
I'm
I was
sure.
about to say there was no break. I just checked
Oh,
my
wow,
notes for the
yeah.
podcast. Yeah, there was no break.
was.
There
Yeah.
is a break next week, though, so he's got a break.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't blame the man at all.
Bro,
after this
yeah.
one.
It was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I need to take a week off. Holy shit. Yeah, no, man. Like, seeing the spreads of Bakugo just destroying this guy felt so cathartic. It was also really nice to see him, like, acknowledge Izuku, like, I won't stand in your way. That was really cool, too.
It's a nice conclusion of the whole thing in Deku's like solo arc thing, where the whole deal is they can't get Deku to stop doing what he's doing, but they can get him to rely on them by
Yeah, they
being
can get him help.
reliable.
Yeah.
So it's more like, instead of just saying, "Hey, Deku, calm the hell down," it's more like, "Look, you can calm down because we're gonna take care of business too," and they
Mhm.
did. My
Yeah.
God, everyone showed out this arc. It's crazy.
No, I haven't seen anyone's like opinions on that, but I genuinely really love it that Deku never fought All for One.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
agree.
completely think that was the correct decision.
I
Like,
agree.
I do not think All for One
If
should have fought
that
Deku.
fight happened, all the dad for one discourse I'd have to see every week would be so annoying.
Bro, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a cover of Shonen Jump like a year ago
I
with
remember. I
Deku
know.
fighting All for One, and I fell to my knees. My head
It's
was in
a
my
sick
palms,
cover,
bro.
you know?
Bro, I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, no, man. Especially as a big Shiggy fanboy. I said it was so fucking over, bro. Please. Dad for One and AFO just the main villain. Oh, I couldn't handle it. But yeah, man. I'm happy that we have officially made it past Dad for One and Bakugo is second user, because I would have just collapsed. I wouldn't have just fallen to my knees. I would have been fucking Yamcha in the earth, bro. I wouldn't have been able to handle it. But yeah, really good conclusion to both characters, and I'm really interested to see what what Deku and Shiggy are gonna do now. It's gonna be so lit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think next chapter we're gonna get some final conclusion stuff. That's
like pretty much an epilogue for this fight.
Mm-hmm. And an epilogue for this fight, maybe show what other characters are doing, because that's what's happened every time after a major fight is it takes us over the battlefield. Maybe conclude some stuff, maybe start some other stuff up, which I like that about this arc. It's a very smart way to structure things. Some things structurally have been a little off, not gonna lie there, but that's
True.
been something that's really cool. I hope we get I hope it just settles everything else after this chapter and then goes into Deku and Shiggy. Because, even if it's thematic, I don't need to see what, Aizawa's doing in the middle of Deku's fight. With All Might versus All for One, it, was a thematic tie-in to what was going on with Aoyama. Bro, get that out of here. I don't want to see that right now.
We do not care, lol, bro. Yeah.
I get what it's going for. I don't care.
Bro, I swear to God, if we teleport from Bakugo, the end of Bakugo versus AFO to fucking Aizawa, that shit stink, bro. That shit stink. I can't believe it. I really want though. Next week, I guess next chapter, since there is none next week. I really would love to see like Bakugo raise his fist like All Might. That'd be fucking sweet, dude. Give me that shit, dude. Give me that shit. Because we still got the reporters there. Yeah, give me that shit, dude. That'd be sweet. I'd love it. I really hope so. That'd be really cool. And then we can transition into the generational fade of Shigaraki versus Deku. That'll be really cool.
God, I can't wait for that fight.
I'm so excited, dude.
I'm so
excited, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like both of them got such a deep bag. They're really gonna go into their tricks for this next, or I guess this final conclusion. It'll be sweet, man. I will say, if we do cut around to like the rest of the battlefield, I hope we get some like info on Toga, because I don't want my girl to die, dude. She's so good. I don't want her to die.
We already got her buried, bro.
Bro, no, shut up. Don't say that. don't say that. I don't want that. Don't speak that into existence, bro.
Way out, bro.
No, don't say that. Shut up. she's fine, bro. It's okay. But yeah, I hope we get some stuff around the battlefield. Then after that, fucking just Deku and Shiggy. You can wrap up the Aizawa shit in the epilogue, man. I don't. just give us the aftermath. Listen, man, I do not care. I do not care about that shit. I just want to see my two goats collide.
Exactly. God, it's gonna be so cool.
It's gonna be so fucking sick, man. God. But what's up?
Bakugo broke his damn arm in the last page.
He did?
Yeah, look at his arm in the last page.
I was not paying attention. My ass was speed reading. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, it's fucked up.
Let me.
Oh fuck, dude.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, no, his arm is like.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That shit is rough, dude. Jesus Christ. Okay. I mean, I guess you have to have the parallel Deku somehow. You gotta fuck up your arm. Yeah. It's just like, oh man. Damn. I think that is kind of cool though. How it's just like I don't know, like it's I could understand why people would think it's like hypocritical for Bakugo to be all like, oh, he's just hurting himself in combat when he told Deku not to. But I do think it's cool to just like that's why I wish we just got more on Deku, and I hope we do in this fight.
I think
yeah,
absolutely.
I think it's cool that like sort of like what you said earlier, Zenith, where it's like, okay, well, we can't stop this from really happening. So like, how do we like let's plan for this essentially, or like let's direct this towards something good. I don't know like how to really say it. I think it's very cool how in this mode, like thematically, like Bakugo is messing himself up to help Deku out. I think that's cool. I think it's pretty much speaking for everyone in Class 1A who's like helping him out, everyone who's like taking that risk and like getting down and dirty in the mud with him to help pull him and themselves out of it at the end of it. I think that's cool. I think that's really nice.
I think the best way to put it is at the end of the day, you know, some people are going to have to make sacrifices because there are just bad situations, which sucks. But like, yeah, they need Deku to fight. Obviously, you know, he has to fight or everything's fucked. But he can't be a lone pillar because at the end, he's still human. So it's taking like a very middle ground approach to that and having everyone take on that burden to some degree themselves as well, which is, it's a far more realistic way of looking at it, which I think I appreciate that. It's cool and it's very thematically appropriate.
Yeah, because it not only emphasizes Deku's worry, because people are getting like fucked up, like dude, Ochako would have just fucking died if Toga didn't give her that transplant.
Right.
Same thing with Todoroki if the family didn't show up. So, like, yes, people are getting hurt, but because they're out there helping him and they've, like, inspired other people to do the same, like, sure, they're getting hurt, but they're also proving that they weren't wrong in helping him either. Like, both sides are right type shit. So I think it's really cool. I like it. Yeah, that's just about it.
Good chapter.
Yeah, good chapter, man. Very good chapter. Let me look through some of these comments here, and then we can move on to our next one. Let me see. The gang is here. Sailor, did you pray today? Bro, of course. My Bible study is on Sunday. Of course, bro. I couldn't please. I don't want turbulence. Please don't fuck me up, bro. Did I just arrive to Sailor saying someone exploded in AFO's mouth? Bro, that's what happened. Bro, that's just what happened, man.
And it was awful.
I forgot a lot of things, but why was Hawks in AFO's vision? Did I miss a chapter or two where he took his quirk? Oh yeah, we already addressed that. Yeah. Deku is gonna have to fight fetus AFO. Damn, bro, throwing hands with a baby. I respect that, man. This sweat and heart thing is literally looks cool. Stop thinking, and God, the art just keeps getting better. Yeah, man, the art goes dummy. The art goes crazy. In Chapter 10, it was stated that Bakugo's sweat glands, while specialized for nitroglycerin, still retain their original function, which is normal sweat. Okay, I'm surprised you remember that. Wow. My ass could never. That's you deep in your bag on that one, Kez. I respect it. Imagine if Horikoshi was the artist for JJK or Hunter x Hunter, while Togashi was the writer behind it. This would have been the best manga ever, bro. My goat Gege is... He don't need no help. Togashi, I don't know, maybe, but yeah, no, that would be really cool. I would like it. What do you mean, Zenith? Aizawa is gonna have a stand-up comedy show with Kurogiri. It'll be our Jujutsu, I mean MHA. Damn, bro, man. Don't remind me. I mean, they were good chapters, but the dog days are over, to say the least. Now Best Genius gonna become his arm. Cool. Anyway. Hey, man. He could stitch it back up, like, not fix it, obviously, but, you know, at least put that shit in a sling, dude, so it's not just hanging. Bakugo's arm formed the L that AFO took, bro. You're damn right.
Let's go.
You're damn right, man. Yeah, very good chapter at MHA. You fellas ready to move on?
Yeah, real quick though, I wanted to talk about Kagurabachi.
What the fuck? Okay.
I haven't read today yet.
I haven't
gotten into any other chapters.
Yeah.
Chapter this week was really good, but
true.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw on Twitter people were saying that apparently in the rankings, Kagurabachi was in like the bottom 3 in the magazine.
Yeah, that's been that way for a few weeks now, I think, right?
So so unless they're taking into account Western support, which they usually never do, it might be getting axed probably pretty soon.
That and Mama Yu Yu, I've heard bad things about. But...
Yeah, Mama Yu Yu is doing really bad.
Every time I see someone talk about Mama Yu Yu, it's like, wow, that looks really cool. And then it's like, well, bottom 3 in the
Yeah,
it's
Mama
hard
Yu
to
Yu
get invested in
both
anything and jump.
doing very poorly in the
Yeah,
rankings.
Mama Yu Yu,
Bro.
I've just decided isn't for me. But fuck, I want to see it succeed. Kagurabachi, fuck, man, that hurts. Like genuinely, because it's actually really good. I'm hoping it doesn't get canceled. I'm hoping, you know, it makes
the
a
only
comeback,
thing I
but...
think that could be a saving grace for Kagurabachi is the like Western support, like the amount of, because they,
They're
like I said, in
aware
the
of it.
past, in the past they've never really, I don't think, taken into consideration. Like it's usually just Japanese readers that they like really focus on. But times are changing. They know about the support it's getting because even the author knows. So hopefully maybe they wait until like the first volume gets released in English, and then if it sells really well, maybe they'll keep it going. I don't know. But yeah, in Japan it's not doing good at all. Which kind of makes sense because I remember all the Japanese fans were really confused as to why the like Western fans liked it because they're like, this shit's like generic as fuck.
They're like, why do people like this in the West? Yeah.
Yeah. Which say that, you know, it's just a meme, but it is good. Like, genuinely, it's gotten better and better with every chapter.
Yeah, man. I'm looking for it. I think I have 2 chapters to catch up on for Kagurabachi. I really hope it continues, though, man. I'm really enjoying this series. I mean, maybe it's just because I went in with like 0 expectations, but like, I've been pretty surprised at how much I've been enjoying it so far. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. I genuinely believe, and I stand by this. Shonen Jump subscribers or Viz subscribers, people who pay the $3 whatever it is subscription a month to read the officials on the app, should absolutely get a digital version of the because in the physical release of the Shonen Jump magazine every week, in the back there's a little card that you tear out and then you rank the chapters of your favorite to least favorite, and then you mail it in, and then they take that information and that's how they come up with the rankings. That's not exactly how they do it because there's a lot of bias in it.
There's got to be a system in place. Yeah.
There is a system in place. I think as paying customers, we pay to read these chapters every week. We should have a voice in what stays and what goes. That's just me, though. I think it's only fair because it wouldn't be hard at all to implicate, especially digitally. In fact, it'd be significantly easier than what they're doing already, which is like fucking physical, fucking mailing the piece of paper in.
Insane. Yeah. Man. Fuck.
There's like some guy they have who calculates it, and the higher ups just really like him, I guess. So they want to keep his job.
Well, yeah, there's that, and you know, tradition is obviously a very big thing in Japan compared to over here. So, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type shit. You know what? True. Let's go with that. They really like the guy who does it. They said, you got a job for life with us, little nigga. Keep doing your thing.
Literally just within, like, the anime and manga, like, sphere has changed so much just within the last 10 years. I think it's just inevitable eventually. They're just going to keep getting more global as it gets more popular outside of Japan. So I think eventually these things will change. But as it stands right now, which, I mean, to be fair, they are a Japanese company. They are mainly catering to Japanese audiences. They care more about their opinions than Western audiences.
Of course.
But at the same time, as a business, I think you should be taking into consideration the Western audience.
Your viewership. Yeah.
Well, it not only is it massive, it's continuously growing. Mm-hmm. Like, eventually you can't just, like, they're going to get to the point where they can't ignore it. So it's like, they're going to have to do something different.
Bro, plus, in that regard, it's scary hours for Shonen Jump right now, brother. Like, a lot of the big series are ending right now. So
for a series like Kagurabachi, if Kagurabachi gets canceled, because I haven't heard any rumors or anything like that, I don't know if it's going to be canceled. But if Kagurabachi gets canceled, then I think there is a clear dissonance between Shonen Jump, Shueisha, and Western audiences. Mm-hmm. Because Kagurabachi is like, I mean, it's not massive. People aren't talking about it every week, but people are still talking about it. Like, it's still, you still see the memes and you still see, like, conversations about it. It's not nothing. It's not fucking Roboco, where just no one gives a fuck about it and no one talks about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I hope it doesn't get canceled.
I hope it doesn't either. God damn, bro. That shit would suck. But yeah. Are you guys? Twice had to come in last second. AFO such a fraud. Lost 4 times in this arc alone, bro. He's a bum. What can we say? He's a bum. But yeah, are you guys ready to move on to the next chapter?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. One New Piece, chapter 1101. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
Well, actually, I'd like to start with asking how you feel about the cover art this week, Sailor.
I'll be honest. I didn't finish this whole chapter. I was not paying attention to the cover art. I kind of just sped read. Hold on. Let me go Let me go.
I'm not
look
even
at
sure
it.
what the bit is. Like, I mean, it's not on the cover.
Oh, it's all Vegapunks, bro. It's just the last shot of how they're all together before they all fucking die. That's what it's gonna be. Before they all die, bro. It's over, dude. It's listen. You gotta take one last picture, make it last. This is it.
I don't know why it still always surprises me, but it surprises me how fucking colorful everyone is in One Piece every single time.
Yeah,
because none of these characters look like what I thought they looked like.
Honestly, these colorways that they got, they all look like pretty much how I envisioned them. So
I like the designs overall.
I think only Pythagoras, the little robo nigga, because I thought he was red, but he's green and white. So I think that's the only one.
I thought he was blue.
Oh, Edison? Who's Pythagoras?
I did not expect
Pythagoras
York to be a blonde. That threw me off a little.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
To be blonde.
Yeah.
Pythagoras is the one with like the wind-up toy thing on his head, next to York.
Who? Oh yeah, Edison. Then he was the only one that I didn't like. I was surprised by.
Yeah. So let's go through it right now. The only ones that are still alive, Vegapunk, the Stella is still alive. He's not gonna die.
Yeah.
Lilith is still alive. I don't think Lilith is gonna die. Pythagoras is dead. Shaka's dead. Edison's alive, but I think he's fucked up. And Atlas is still alive. And York's still alive. But I think York's gonna die. I don't know how York's gonna die, but I just think she's gonna die.
I think York is
make
gonna.
The most sense if Saturn kills her.
Yeah, I was about to say she's gonna outlive her usefulness.
Because that's the thing. They need her alive. Because I don't think Saturn's just gonna kill her. Because they need her alive because they need her to access Punk Records so they can recreate the Mother Flame and all that. But I think it's possible that as soon as Saturn realizes he doesn't really need her, he'll just fucking kill her. Because it's like, he don't give a fuck about her.
I was about to say it could be a situation where Punk Records just get fucked up. And it's like, oh, well, oops. Yeah, because I don't think she's going to survive the end of this arc either. I think she's going to get done in by her own hubris, and she's just going to get caught lacking, basically. Especially since she's been in control of, like, so much of the situation. Honestly, she's had way more control over the situation, obviously until they, like, captured her. But she's had, like, way more control over the situation than I thought. So I can see that, like, her trying to get that control back and that backfiring on her.
Yeah, I like the beginning of the chapter where we see Kuma like observing Luffy, and we see Luffy coming up with the battle axe attack, which is the attack he used to defeat Arlong.
Yeah, man, that's that real shit.
I also like it because we see like the crocodile and like the tiger in the background where they're all beat up. They're like Luffy's subordinates, which is exactly how it was after the time skip.
I was just about to say
where
that.
He had all the animals.
Yeah, man, that's my goat, king of the jungle and the pirates. That's my man right there.
Bro, do not ask me how Bonney's devil fruit works. I do not know. That was like the only thing people talked about this week.
Yeah.
So that's the only conversation people were having, really.
Like I said, didn't really finish this chapter. I'll definitely have to go back and reread it after the podcast. So what added information did we get about Bonney's fruit that like makes people feel weirded out and like not understand it?
Well,
dude, the last
it's just
page.
Not explained. Because it's like, so what she does is at the end of the chapter, she wants to be free, so she channels that feeling into an attack that is Nika-like. She wants to do an attack that Nika would do. So she transforms her body and creates a giant fist like Gear 3rd and hits what's her face? Alpha, and just knocks her out.
Okay. Yeah.
Now how does that work? I don't know. Like, cause
I already felt that way about the whole like Kuma thing. With her, with like the distorted future, the Buccaneer thing.
That made sense when we thought they were biologically related, Like,
I'm just saying I felt that way like after we got the context.
Oh.
I'm not saying I predicted that shit because I didn't. I did not predict that shit.
The best explanation I've seen, and even then it's just headcanon, is that her devil fruit isn't just age, but it's capable of like tapping into alternate futures and pasts.
Bro, it's a mythical zone fruit.
I have heard some people say that this might be like Luffy's, where we don't know its true like name.
Yeah.
It might be a different devil fruit, which I would like that. I would like if we get more of that. Like certain devil fruits are limited by people's perception of them when they're actually much more than that. Like that would be a really cool thing if there's others like that. But
yeah,
I'm not expecting that. I think we might get a bit more of that, but I'm not expecting that to be like a consistent thing. Either way, I would like to know how she's doing this.
It's interesting because from the explanation we get about like what devil fruits are, is like they're the manifestation of human dreams and desires. So it's like devil fruits are limited in their use, right? Like Ace had the fire fruit, so he can't like create lightning, right? He can't just shoot lightning out of his hand. But the limits of what he does with fire is completely like arbitrary. Like he can literally do anything that's like fire. So I think the perception of your devil fruit does matter a lot. I think it is possible that like just having imagination and like trying everything possible like is how you like gain mastery over it. And because Bonnie's devil fruit is so fucking like unusual, it's like I have no idea what she's capable of. Like I have no idea like what it is exactly she can and can't do.
Yeah, I mean, like just the whole distorted future thing, the whole near-death experience, like those powers alone are fucking ridiculous. Then you can just add on the fact that like she can just de-age you, age you up, like that's kind of crazy, bro. She's insane.
Really fucking strong for a 12-year-old.
Yeah,
she's really strong for how young she is.
Yeah, she's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
That's another reason why I think her father might be a Holy Knight or Gorosei member.
Yeah.
She's really strong. Also, I think this is just more evidence that like Luffy's gonna save Bonney probably with like a gear third punch or something. Like he's gonna punch Saturn with like a giant fist.
Yeah,
because it's literally what she envisioned Nika to be like, an attack that Nika would use, and it's all being set up so perfectly. And I've seen people talk. I think we talked about this last week, and this is just more evidence for it. Where it's like, oh, could Bonney join the crew? I still don't think she will. I still am fully. I don't think Bonnie's joining the crew. I don't think she's gonna be a Straw Hat. But this flashback, especially with this chapter, it's not only Kuma's backstory, it is just straight up Bonnie's backstory too. Like we know everything about Bonney now. Like we know why she went out to sea, why she became a pirate, how she ended up on Sabaody at the same time as Luffy, and like what she was looking for. We know everything about Kuma. I'm surprised actually. I thought this chapter would be the end of the flashback, but I don't think it's over quite yet.
Yeah, it's still going. Yeah,
I think maybe next chapter we might get a little more.
I was about to say, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we have like 2 chapters left of this.
Yeah, well, we weren't expecting to get so much of Bonnie's perspective with this. We thought it was,
of course.
Just gonna
I thought it was just going to end with Kuma.
This extends things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good chapter. I really liked it. It's one of those things though where this is a really good chapter and I really liked it, but there's nothing really too shocking besides like the final page, because this is just more so filling in blanks of stuff we already knew pretty much. Like we kind of already could assume it's like, yeah, Bonney left because she wanted to find her dad and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good chapter.
Yeah.
Overall, yeah.
I love Kuma, man.
I love him, man.
I love Bonney too. Jay, I really love Bonney.
Yeah.
Bonnie's amazing.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as like the supernova goes, she's definitely up there. I think in terms of like just my favorite supernova, she's up there with like Luffy, Law, and Zoro.
Oh yeah,
like,
I agree.
She just is really, really.
Yeah.
Bonney is another supernova where she's very similar to Law, where if the supernova as a group didn't exist in the series, I think she still would.
Oh yeah, I can see that with just
like,
the story being told here. Yeah,
because that's like the way Oda always tells, the way Oda told the story or whatever it was, where he's like, oh, like my editor told me, like, you know, Saboti's kind of boring, so he created the supernova like in a week or whatever, and then they all got introduced, and he even planned on killing some of them off screen, like during the time skip. It's like for some of those characters, absolutely, Hawkins, Apu, Drake, Arouge. It's like I have no trouble believing that those were characters Oda came up with in a couple hours, and then like never really like put a whole lot of thought into.
Bro, Rouge beat a sweet commander, bro.
Yeah, you're right. He's the best supernova.
Yeah.
But for like Law and Bonney, it's like they're so fucking important, and they're so directly tied to such important characters, being Kuma and Doflamingo, that it's like I find it hard to believe that like they had to have been characters he was planning on creating even before the Supernovas was like a group, and then he just put them with the Supernovas because it made sense. It's like, yeah, I can just fit them in here. It's even funnier when you consider that Doflamingo and Kuma's first appearance is in the same chapter on the same panel.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah.
The Dofi walk. Oh my gosh.
The first time in the series we see Kuma and Doflamingo ever is when they're going to marry Joa to discuss like Crocodile being replaced as a warlord. And it's in the same panel of them like walking. It made me think of that because I saw a tweet where it was just that panel. It was like crazy. Oda introduced two of the greatest written characters in the series, like casually, like 15 years ago, or however long it was, like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, when you first see Kuma and Doflamingo, they're just like goofy looking dudes. Like you would never think that they would just be two of the best characters in the series.
Yeah, man. Gosh, two goats just walking together, chilling, man. Legends, legendary. Yeah, man. I really love Kuma. I really love Bonney. This backstory has vaulted them up so high on my favorites list. God, they are so great. And I just, man, listen, Kuma, it may be too late for you already, my boy, but Bonney, I just want nothing but the best for you, girl. God damn. I just want Bonney to be happy at this point, bro. I feel like Kuma now, man. God. Yeah.
I cannot wait for Luffy to save them. Or
I'm
at
so
least save
excited.
Bonney.
It's gonna be so good, man.
I think
so
Kuma,
excited.
as much as I love Kuma, I think Kuma's done. Like I think he's just gonna die. He's
yeah,
already so
man.
fucked up.
Kuma's already cooked. It breaks my fucking heart. Fuck.
But yeah, I man, makes me wonder what Bonney is gonna do. Like what her role is for the rest of the series is gonna be. Because she might just stay with Vegapunk. Like I said, she might join the crew like just as like a traveling companion. I don't think she's gonna like officially become a Straw Hat, but she might be a part of the crew for a little bit, at least till Elbaf or like most of Elbaf.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, I think the thing that makes the most sense for her, there's two, but one is I think there's two things that I think make the most sense for Bonnie's like journey. One is the version that I think Kuma would support, and one is the one that I think Bonney would probably lean more towards. I think Kuma just wants her to be free, live her life, go exploring and adventure, and just, you know, enjoy life, see all the things he saw.
Mm-hmm.
But she cannot do that while the government exists. So I think her joining the Revolutionary Army, like, I don't know how she gets to that point. I don't know how she comes into contact with the Revolutionary Army, but I think her joining the Revs would make a lot of sense.
Man, fuck. I don't want that, because that would mean that we would get a scene of them being reminded of Guinea, and I don't want to cry. So I veto that. I veto that immensely.
Especially because we already saw her kind of like meet Sabo and like get along with Sabo. So it's like, yeah, I think she could join.
That's a good alternative. Yeah, that's a really good alternative too.
And then she can still participate like in the final, like in the big battle.
Oh yeah, because I feel like at this point Bonney has to be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like after these fucking chapters, Bonney has earned her seat at that final conclusion. Because goddamn, yeah, that's a really good idea. Honestly, I can see that playing out. I love Bonney, so I think at this point I'd want her to join the crew. But if she joins the Revs, I ain't mad at that either. That's really good.
I could definitely see her joining the Revolutionary Army, especially after everything she learned about her dad.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Her dad and her mom.
Yeah,
honestly. Learned all that shit though.
Yeah.
That's a lot to learn at 12 years old.
That's a lot, bro. That is the craziest trauma dump in a while, bro. That just learning all that at once. Fuck.
We were kind of shown it, but we were just mostly told because it was off screen where it's like she cried for 12 hours straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I forget who said it, but they were like, yeah, she's like locked up in a room just crying. She cried all night.
Yep.
After like seeing the memories, and then she feels better, after
getting it all out.
It all. And I'm sure like maybe the ending of the flashback might have somewhat of a like bittersweet ending to it. But yeah,
it's
a lot for a 12-year-old.
Bro, it's a lot for me. This is a lot, bro. God damn, but. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about the chapter.
Very good chapter, man. Very good chapter. Let me peek through some of these comments and then we can move on to our final one of this week. Let me see. Kagurabachi may not be so blue after all. At least my GOAT series, the Don is doing great. Or Don is doing great. Getting an anime. Let's go. Shouts out Don, man. Shouts out. Kagurabachi needs to live. I agree. Let me see. I think Stella dies and we leave with Lilith. Lilith's design is like my favorite out of all of them. So, I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but if it did, hey, Lilith's cool.
I don't think that if anyone, I think the only Vegapunk that I'm like most confident won't die is the Stella.
Yeah, I don't think Stella's dying.
Guess here's the thing. Technically speaking, right? If even one of them survives, Vegapunk does survive, technically. Because they are all Vegapunk. They all contain his memories and his thoughts. They have stronger aspects of his personality individually, but they are all Vegapunk. But that's why I think the Stella will, if any of them survive, it'll be him. Him and Lilith. Yeah. I think him and Lilith are the most safe.
You think? Because I was about to ask, like, do you think all of his, like, because all the other forms of him like represent different emotions of him. You think all that stuff is going to be washed away in this arc and now we're going to see like a new Vegapunk for the future type shit? Like where he's going to grow from his mistakes and stuff like that?
I would hope so. I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. I have no idea what Vegapunk's going to do. Because Vegapunk clearly has like a plan. Like he has somewhere he wants to go and something he wants to do. Like he, when he asked Luffy, like, take me away from the island. But it's like, we don't know what his intentions are. So it's like, I have no idea what, maybe Vegapunk wants to go and join the Revolutionary Army. And that's what leads Bonney to going with him to join. I don't
That could
know.
be.
That would make no sense. I mean,
Because here's the thing, right? It's like Vegapunk morally and ideologically agrees with Dragon.
Yeah.
He believes Dragon is just and he believes Dragon is correct, like in his ideology of taking down the world government. But what he doesn't agree with is his methods because he thinks Dragon, like he's like, I would love to help you, but you're poor. Like I can't, my genius needs to be used for the greater good of the people. And the government is giving me,
stupid money. Yeah, stupid money to do this.
That I want to do. So it's like that necessary evil, at least in Vegapunk's mind, where it's like, yeah, I'm creating stuff for the government, which is evil and corrupt, but I'm also creating a lot of good stuff that's going to help a lot of people. But now that he's completely compromised, he is a traitor. He is going to be killed. He cannot stay with the government. He has nowhere else to go. The safest place would be with Dragon. So it's like, I feel like that might be where he wants to go.
Yeah. That would make the most sense. It would be really cool to see, especially like the Straw Hats drop him off with the Revolutionaries too. So, like if Dragon's there, it'd be cool to see them have a face-to-face meeting.
Yeah, Luffy meets Dragon. It's gonna be interesting because it's one of my favorite scenes in Naruto when Naruto first meets Minato, and it's gonna be nothing like that.
Oh, absolutely not.
Luffy, I can't wait because Luffy's gonna see Dragon and be like, "Oh, you're my dad."
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like for everyone else, that'll be like such a big moment. It's like, wow, Luffy's finally meeting his dad, and Luffy's like, "All right, here's Vegapunk. All right, crew, let's head out.
Honestly, yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say that because, like, okay, yeah, you're right that he really doesn't have any other reason to meet his dad. But I will say, I feel like he would at least want to meet his dad at least once, as if not just simply to thank him and for taking care of Sabo. Like, that's pretty much the only reason I can think of.
I do agree with
that. That makes sense.
I do think
for sure.
I think he would like.
Other than that, there really isn't much else. And they're cool with that.
It's interesting because Luffy definitely cares way more about Sabo than his dad. But by virtue of the fact that Sabo's his dad's right-hand man, Luffy is going to be somewhat invested in his dad. Because it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Bro, what really needs to happen is that Luffy and Sabo need to reenact the Luffy and Ace handshake. That'll feed the streets for generations, bro. That'll feed the meme streets for generations. It'll be great.
No.
It'll be I could see it being somewhat similar, like Luffy's opinion on his dad, at least until he gets to meet him. Because I think once Luffy meets his dad, I think he will like Dragon. Like I think once he like realizes the type of person he is, he will like him. But like I said, he cares much more about Sabo. So Dragon to Luffy is just Sabo's like boss. So it's very similar to Whitebeard and Ace, where it's like Luffy did not care about Whitebeard at all. He didn't care that he was a Yonko. He didn't care that he was the strongest man in the world. But when Crocodile tried to attack Whitebeard, Luffy protected him because Ace cared about him. So it's like, even though Luffy didn't care about Whitebeard, he did because of Ace. So I think it could be something similar to that with Dragon.
True. God, that just reminded me when Luffy stood up to Whitebeard, bro. That moment was so sick. That moment was so cool. But yeah, it'll be really cool to see them meet back up again. I'm really excited for that. I honestly, like, you just spoke it into existence, Taka. I think that's just what's going to happen with Vegapunk. I think he's gonna go meet up with Dragon. I think that's like you said, that's like the only logical conclusion that he has, really.
Yeah, I think from here we'll go to Elbaf. And then Vegapunk and Bonney will be with us on Elbaf. Now, whether or not they stay the entire arc or, you know, how that all plays out, I don't know. But I definitely think Elbaf is set in stone as the next destination we're going to. Like,
yeah.
Not only did they say it, it's like we have to. Because, like,
absolutely,
we have to go to Elbaf. Like, we cannot take any more fucking detours at this point. Like, we're at the end of the series. We got to get shit going.
It's time to go, bro. God damn. Yeah, that'll be really cool. Let me see. Were there any other comments? Oh, it's just a bunch of people just talking in chat, just having a conversation. I like to see that, baby. That's what I like. Bro said, I hate Dragon and I have good reasons. Damn. W hater. Damn. Standing up.
Dragon,
business.
The hate club is definitely, you know, it's growing. Remember.
Damn, bro. The Dragon on Fraud Watch, I guess. Shouts out.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you guys ready to move on to the final chapter this week?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I was about to say Jujutsu Kaisen. God, I fucking wish.
Right, you wish.
I do. Chainsaw Man, chapter 150. Fellas, how did we feel about this one?
Man, fuck Barem. All my homies hate Barem.
Bro, this chapter had me feeling some type of way. I gotta admit.
Bro, those panels of Denji and Pochita are like so simple, but they are so fucking powerful. They are so fucking powerful, man. Like, just seeing him just like, bro, I just want to be Chainsaw Man. Like, and him acknowledge, like, or him understanding that, like, it's okay to, I guess just remembering, like, it's okay to have dreams after you accomplish something else. Because that was something that he felt like, I mean, like, throughout most of part 1 of Chainsaw Man, where he's like, okay, just checking stuff off his list. Like, he has these dreams, and he's ultimately reached, like, his end goal. And it's very easy to get caught up in the, like, well, what now? And I feel like we've seen Denji in that state for a very long time with these chapters. And it's really, like, it's very cathartic to see him just acknowledge, like, I want to be Chainsaw Man, and like that's okay to like have that dream. That's okay to want that. He's like found his next goal, his next dream. I think that's great. Only to immediately have that fucking ruined by Barem, man. Like, God, what an asshole, dude. Jesus Christ.
I know we were talking about how great of a villain he is, but the moment he started burning down dogs, let's just fuck him.
I had like socks in Barem, you know, like I knew he was gonna be something special, you know, like I knew he was gonna be unhinged, doing crazy shit. I am so glad that I was right.
Bro,
You know,
the
it sucks
stocks
about the
paid
dogs,
off.
but and the cat, but, you know.
Zenith is literally wiping his face with $100 bills after his stocks just paid off. He's like, it sucks that some of you had to die, but the agendas were maintained.
The reason I love this chapter so much, and it is mostly because of the Pochita Denji scene, is because I think this is what Fujimoto does better than like almost any other fucking manga author. Is like the characters feel like real people, like real humans.
Absolutely.
Human beings are not monoliths. They aren't
Yeah.
characters that have one goal that they exist towards. People change. People have varying aspirations depending on the point that they are in their lives. Like that is just a part of being human. And it's like we're seeing Denji go through that journey. That's what Chainsaw Man is about. It's seeing Denji become human. And it's like this is a very important step along that journey. And I love it. You know, it's so fucking good.
Part of what makes it so cathartic too is like all of part 2, since we've seen Denji again, is people telling him what they want him to do and Denji questioning what that is that he wants to do. And he has all these different like people at his neck, like do this or I'll kill this person, do this or I'll kill this person, do this or this will happen. Well, you want this, don't you? And it all comes down to Pochita just asking what's next.
Yeah.
And just clearing away all the bullshit. What do you want?
Exactly. Bro, they're literally standing in a blank plane. Like everything else is just all gone. It's just like, what do you want to do? Because like you were saying, like everyone is trying to negotiate with him on things that like they think that he would want. And like some of these things are things that Denji would want, but it's like, it's very like temporary. It's not lasting. It's not fulfilling. So like to have that moment of him just being able to like actually say what he wants to do and like what, like obviously these days like bring him happiness, but hey, it's okay to be greedier. It's okay to want something more for yourself. And that just goes back to like chapter fucking 1 with Denji, where he's realizing just like, hey, these people have like completed their dreams, but like they want something more, and that's okay. And now he's learning that lesson for himself. It's so good, man.
It's even the symbolism of it, because it's like it's literally his heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you have to follow your heart.
Exactly.
Like, at the end of the day, you can think about, you know, all these different possibilities, but it's the heart wants what the heart wants, you know? It's you gotta follow it. It's like it's so good, dude. Like it's this chapter. Here's the thing, I'll admit, and I don't know if people have been able to tell on the podcast recently. I haven't been super into Chainsaw Man the last couple chapters. Like I was like, okay, this is cool, I'm following it, but it's like I wasn't super into it. I was just like, all right, I'm along for the journey, right?
Right.
This chapter was like, when I read this, I'm like, oh, it makes sense. I'm like Danny DeVito in that fucking where it's like it's all coming together, you know. This is what I wanted to see.
Yeah, man.
This is what I wanted, because like I felt like the reason why I was like slowly becoming disconnected is because I felt like every time it was time for Denji to have like a really important character moment, it like got skipped. And I was like, okay, clearly he's saving it. But I'm like, I want to see it, and this is like the payoff, and I really like it, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
God, man.
Dude, one thing I love about this chapter so much is just Denji's face as it progresses. Like, it's that kind of like worry and anxiety at the beginning as he thinks about going back to a normal life, and then that like forced half smile where he's like, "Hear that, Pochita? Because I'm super happy right now." And then to just, oh my god! And then it's with Barem there. That look on his face at page 13 is so good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely. He was really ready about to pull that cord. Like you could literally just tell.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think because it's like I've seen a lot of, you know, pages in manga where a character is absolutely like pissed off and about to kill somebody, I have never felt it more than that chapter. Like, he didn't need to say it in that page.
It's very subtle, but even the sound effects of the fire roaring in the background.
Like, oh yeah, that's so good, dude.
Oh good, dude.
Yeah, no. I feel like he's about to let shit fly, man. Like, next chapter, after, you know, whatever this shit, whatever goes down with this this new foe, this new challenger that has emerged in the final page. I think Denji's just gonna let this shit rip, which is gonna be insane because we just saw how much stronger Yoru is. Denji's about to be a monster, bro. Like, oh my god, it's oof.
He's about to go fucking insane next chapter.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we still might get blue balls next chapter. I'm not gonna hold out hope because I know that when he pulls that cord, it's gonna be insane. So yeah. I'm just, whenever it happens, it happens. I'm gonna have expectations be nothing. I'm just gonna.
That's fair.
Let shit go down. Cause,
that's fair.
God,
yeah, I'm not expecting a big fight next chapter. I'm just curious to see. That's the thing, right? It's like I love fights, but I'm more interested in the like character moments. So as long as it has something like that, I'm cool. As long as it's something, and just not nothing.
Something interesting.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
The only thing I saw people talk about in this chapter, besides the Bochita moment, is like what's her name getting like thrown at the end.
Fumiko. Yeah.
Himiko, yeah, where they're like, bro, she was talking all that shit and she's like just a normal person with a gun. Bro, this is why power scalers deserve less.
Oh my god.
But it's just the truth, man. No, he knows. He knows.
Bro, I'm speaking of normal. I really like how at the start of the chapter all this shit's going down. Society is just, they're so used to it, they're just moving on with it like it's a normal day.
Yeah.
That's insane.
What do you guys think about that?
That's insane.
I mean, shit. You know, that's life.
Yeah.
They gotta go to their job.
Bro.
They gotta make money. They got rent.
Because it's been like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Bro.
I don't know. It's hard to say how long it's been. We don't know the time frame, but it's like it's so quickly after.
Yeah, it's so like it kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier about like showing and not telling, where it's just like having that little thing of just being like, niggas are like, people are just used to this and they're just like moving on in fucking say, like for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, like I'm freaking the fuck out. This is insane. But like, yeah, no, just to the people in the world, just normal. Also, shout out Wet Napkin donating the $5. He said, bro, imagine getting chased by a bunch of people with chainsaws coming out of them, and then your boss sends you a text saying, your shift's in 5, where you at? It's like, bro, god damn, man. I'm about to get cooked. Yeah, man. It's very like, it's like I said, it's a subtle form of storytelling that I really appreciate. It's really cool. Really cool, yeah. And also very sad because goddamn, just being used to this shit, insane.
You guys got anything else to say about the chapter? Because I was going to transition.
Rip Meowie, I guess.
There is the whole thing with the bird and him stepping on the bird.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, a lot of people have already drawn connections to this, but it's the chapter where Asa is talking about the dream she has every night, where she's walking and there's these dead chickens on the ground. She's trying to avoid stepping on them, but eventually there just gets to be so many that she can't.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely drawing like a parallel. I'm not sure what the exact meaning of this is supposed to be, because there's a lot of parallels with Asa, with like how Asa lives is drawing, because it's both with him stepping on the bird, and then he immediately runs forward after his like little sequence with Pochita, and Barem trips him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, tripping is very tied to Asa.
Absolutely
this,
tied, yeah.
In part 2. So it's like there's connections between them being drawn. I guess maybe you could see it being like like he's at this point and there's just nothing he can do. Like maybe he's been making the wrong decisions, it's trying to say, or maybe it's trying to say that there was no right decision he could have made, that everything was just fucked. I'm not sure. I think it's something that like we'll understand more with context later of what it's trying to say here. I'm just directing attention to that there is some meaning here. There is a point.
I think that oh, go ahead, Taco.
You first, because I was gonna ask a question for everyone.
I think the whole thing with like Asa tripping over her own feet and Denji being tripped by Barem could be symbolic of like a lot of Asa's problems being internal while Denji's are external. Where Asa, you know, obviously, God, she's a loser. So she has to deal with a lot of her own emotions and her feelings on certain things. Where Denji also has to do that too, but like it's also, I mean, we just went over it, like a lot of people just being like, hey man, this is how your life's gonna be, you know, get with it, little nigga, and that's just how it is. I feel like that could be one thing, and you know, the whole thing of Asa trying to avoid stepping on the chickens, but eventually there's just too much, like you gotta step on some in order to keep moving forward. I feel like that's that's obviously very big for Denji right now, with him coming to terms with the fact that he wants to be Chainsaw Man. Consequences be damned. I will step on everyone's fucking toes here. This is what I want. So I feel like you could go that direction with it, and I'm sure there are other directions you can go with it as well that I just haven't thought about. But yeah, very interesting.
So, and this question is directed towards everyone here and the chat. Are their pets dead?
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah, Rip Meowie, like I said.
Probably. I've seen so many memes about Meowie though. Like it's one where it's the edit. It's like, you know, the moment with Sukuna and Jogo, but it's Meowie and Barem. It's like, stand proud, you're strong. Meowie too, Barem. It's like he's gonna come back.
Because here's the thing, right? I love dogs. I am much more of a dog person than a cat person. I love dogs. The reason I think they're not dead is just because of Meowie. If it was extremely fair. If it was just the dogs, I'd be like, damn, this is horrible. They're dead. But because Meowie's with them, it's like, would he kill off Meowie before Power comes back? If Power even comes back, that's assuming she does. But it's like, would he do that? Is Fujimoto's fucked up. But at the same time, I don't know if he would do that. Because that's
You're talking about the man who ate his dead goldfish, brother.
That's different from just killing off a character once their story has concluded. That's killing off a character before their like story potential has concluded, right? And I don't know, Fujimoto's not Akutami. He doesn't just kill off characters just to kill off characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Has there ever been a death in Chainsaw Man? There's a lot, but has there ever been a death in Chainsaw Man where we were like, fuck, like that character had so much more potential?
No.
I wouldn't say so.
I don't think so.
There's never been. Not one. So it's like, even though Meowie's not a character, he is connected to a very important character. Or she. I can't remember if it's a he or she. But it's like, so that's the only copium I'm on, is that's the only reason I think they might not be dead. But if they are dead, it's like, fuck it.
It could be a situation where Meowie got out and the dogs didn't. So now
that
it's just
suck,
Meowie.
But
yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah. Because fucking cats can like
what if Yoshida
pop out windows and shit. No way. No
mean,
fucking
bro?
way.
He ran away from Asa to go save the fucking animals, bro. He knew.
Yeah. He ran away. He was like, oh shit. I had to run in. Yeah. It's like, oh shit. Meowie, bro. I gotta step in, man. I gotta step in. He stepped up. I respect it.
They might just be dead, but I honestly, I'm thinking they're not.
I think it's just Meowie who survived.
Way.
Yeah. Chad said, yeah, Taco cooked that fraud Akutami.
I mean, it is what it is. I love Akutami, but like, how many times has it happened where a character dies and we're like, damn, they're dead, like now, like already? Like, it happens pretty frequently.
It used to, in my opinion, it used to not happen, and then post Shibuya happened, and then it happened all the time.
That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with killing off a bunch of characters. That's completely okay. The problem is when you kill off characters before like readers feel satisfied with their conclusion. That's the problem.
Dude.
So then it's like it just leaves the reader being like, well, what the fuck was the point? Like
I was watching the Jujutsu Kaisen anime with my anime club, and one of the members were just like, I just wish we had like an arc or two before Shibuya, because like I wasn't really connected.
I've heard that take a lot recently.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, like it's really interesting because she's obviously not in the JJK community like that. Like she doesn't even really like anime that much, and she just started watching it and then started getting invested because of us. But she was like, yeah, I just wish there was like an arc or two before, because I wasn't really attached to like these characters who passed away. So it's like, yeah, it's really interesting to hear that, and yeah, it happens a lot in JJK now. But not Akutami, Fujimoto does a very good job at like wrapping things up for characters where it feels like a very natural conclusion. Like even if their lives are cut tragically short, I feel like it's still a very natural conclusion for them.
But what about you, Silver? What do you think the pets are still alive?
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, at the very least, I want to hope the cat's alive.
Yeah, I think they are. That's my hot take for the day.
True.
They're alive. Damn it. I believe.
Weary Exile, I at least I think you're being sarcastic, but I just want to say, God, last tangent on JJK, I hate the whole idea of just like in JJK where it's just like, well, people just die, bro. Like that was the themes, and it's like, shut the fuck up. Like respectfully, of course, but like I hate that just because of just like, I feel like the recent episodes with Nanami and Nobara were like a great example of that, where like sorcerers die, sure, but like their conclusions feel natural. Like their conclusions, it's not anticlimactic with Nobara and Nanami. Like we get introspection on their characters, and like we get to see who they were in their final moments, who they're surrounded by, what their connections are, things like that. Like we learn more about characters in these moments, or at least we used to. But like now in JJK, it's like, sure, the theme of people just die is maintained, but at what cost? They're just people who just die, and before we even really get to mourn them, or before we even really get to think about it, we're just on to the next thing. We just got to keep going. Go. Oh, another person died. Okay, well, fuck it. Let's just go. It's very rare nowadays where we get to learn more about characters, and even in situations where we do, they're just fucking throat goating Sukuna at this point. So like, it's very, I don't know. I just get very, it's not, yeah, I could tell you're being sarcastic. Yeah, it's just, that's something that's always bothered me in the JJK community. And I don't know, maybe I just need to take another hiatus from Twitter. I've been seeing it so much lately with the discourse around Shibuya and the anime. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just, it's very frustrating to just see like, but themes, and like, that's the end of the conversation. Like we can't even talk about how well they're executed, or like if they're even executed at all. It's just like, but thematically this makes sense, so like you can't really complain about it.
Line of dialogue that tells me what the series is about, and therefore your point's invalid.
Yeah, it's just like, well, fuck.
It makes me think about what you said, so it really stuck with me when you said it. It was like right after the chapter when Gojo died. It was just like in chat, like it was in like general, and you were just like, man, I can't believe Gojo was sealed for half a series, came back, had no meaningful interactions with any of the main characters, and then died.
Yeah, just got off screen.
And it's like,
yeah,
to me, that's my problem with like a lot of the deaths, because it's like I'm fine with Gojo dying. Like
Yeah,
Gojo
like,
dying
we
is
expected it. Like before
Yeah,
the
I'm
fight even
completely-
started, we were like, this dude's
Yeah.
gonna die.
I'm completely okay with Gojo dying. Now, the way he died, I'm not great. I'm not happy about it. But whatever. Who gives a fuck? I'm moved on. Like he died.
Yeah.
But it's just the idea that it's like, yeah, like we didn't even. Did he even fucking talk to Yuta? I don't remember.
No.
Like,
Not
did
Yuta,
even do a
not
panel of him, like,
Yuji.
talking
No.
to anyone? Like,
No. We got Gakuganji. We got
Fucking
the
Gaku Ganji.
yeah.
Oh
We
my
got
God.
what's his name? Ichiji. We got him. That was it.
Whoa.
It's literally it. Yeah, it's just very disappointing to
and
have.
I've seen, because that's always the defense that I see people come to, where it's like, oh well, you don't get it. Thematically, the point is that Gojo he couldn't they couldn't understand each other because of who he was, and it's like, yeah, I mean, they could have talked. Like they didn't have
Yeah.
to like understand each other. They could have just had like
Bro,
a
they're
a
not
conversation,
speaking different
like,
languages.
Yeah.
like two characters in a story that are together.
I
Like-
mean, Gojo even says that just like, yeah, like while people like may not understand me entirely, like obviously I'm not alone. Like I still have friends and I still love the people I'm around right now. Like so just didn't talk to him, I guess. It's very disappointing. I feel like it's very much like JJK Discourse is kind of just like missing the trees for the forest, at least right now, where it's just like, okay, this solves a complaint, like this solves X complaint, but like what about the rest of the alphabet? It's just kind of like very momentary, and I can't get too mad at that just because that's what this whole like weekly Shonen Jump thing is for. We're supposed to talk in the moment, you know what I'm saying? I prefer that over the, well, let's just wait and see niggas, because I don't know, that's also another thing that annoys me. But like I don't know, like even the fucking Miwa discourse lately has been super weird, where like the Miwa commander-in-chief here, the Miwa task force mob here, it's been super weird because people are just like, well, obviously she was walking through Sendai because she was delivering info to Yuta, and her looking sad just meant she was like sad about the situation. And it's like, that makes sense. That's like, I get that. But like, first off, why was anybody in the series okay with Miwa, like a literal civilian, going into any colony of the Culling Games? Like all the other messengers that they had were able to fight or get out of dodge. Why the fuck were people just okay with Miwa just like, sure, yeah, you can go on a suicide mission, go do that? And then it's just like, well, Miwa was sad, and it's like, okay, well, that's fine, but like, why introduce Miwa's newfound feelings only to literally never explore them in the slightest? The next time we see her, she's just the same lovable dork we've always seen. So it's just like, why not even like slightly talk about how she feels about Gojo being sealed away, or like how she feels about Mekamaru passing, or just the fact that she can't provide for her family anymore? Is her family even still fucking alive? Or how about the fact that like Mekamaru did not trust her to handle anything because she's too weak? Now nobody trusts her because she doesn't have a technique, and she's trying to, do something that she can't really do here, which is be a messenger, and she's trying to ignore them, or something like that. Like you can go more in depth with this character. It doesn't just have to be, oh, they get a moment in a fight. Like they can have moments outside of battle. And I feel like that's something that JJK is missing. But, themes and rawness and swag go burr.
Wow,
yeah.
we don't even know what her curse technique is.
It's we have the new shadow style. Yeah, I don't think she has one.
Though.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think she has one because she learned from Kusakabe, and Kusakabe doesn't have a technique.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever properly like processed that. But like, I always, is Yuji like not an exception? Like we just have sorcerers out here without techniques?
Yeah, because I always
I get if you're weak enough, like Ichiji, right? Like that's fair. Like if you're weak enough to not manifest one, maybe. But like, Come on, me was
Yuji-
beating Ichi in a fight.
Yeah, yeah. Yuji and Kusakabe are like kind of the exceptions where they're
That's so weird.
yeah they are bleh, they're the only ones who have gotten as far as they have without a curse technique.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I never like processed that, I guess. Like I
Yeah.
never like took the information in and like reached a point. That's so strange. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a whole lot.
He
TLDR,
was
I have a
soft.
lot of problems with JJK right now. I still love the series, obviously. It's still one of my goats. But, like, there are a lot of problems with JJK, and I feel like it's okay to admit that. Or even if you just don't feel that way, that's fine. I feel like it's okay to just, like, have conversation about these problems rather than just being like, well, thematically it makes sense. It's just like, well, that could be the case, but that, like, literally what does that have to do with the complaints I just brought up?
One thing, like one like genre of tweet I've seen so much lately is like, man, people are really trying to say that Shibuya is better than Culling Games, and then they just post like panels of fights. It's like, all right,
The rawness and swag merchants, man. I love them.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's or it's just like characters being as in depth as they were like in the Culling Games compared to Shibuya or like any other part of the series, and it's like they show Higuruma and like that's it. Because like Higuruma is really the only, like, Higuruma and Takaba I think are like the only characters that we've really explored in depth. Kashimo is a fucking bum ass farmer. Hakari just got aura, and niggas confused that for development. And that's okay. My nigga got aura. That's great. You know, it's just at the end of the day, I have my issues with JJK discourse right now, like I said. But keep talking about the series though. That's fucking awesome. I like to see that out of y'all. But yeah, overall, that's everything I gotta say this week. You guys got anything else you want to talk about before we get the fuck up out of here?
Go
No,
see
what's-
Godzilla -1.
Yeah, go see Godzilla -1.
Go see Godzilla, man. Go see Godzilla. I see y'all going
Oh,
crazy in chat,
fucking
by the
good.
way, talking about JJK. And y'all are cooking, man. Y'all are cooking. Anyway, we're going to get the fuck up out of here. Make sure you guys let us know down below what your favorite chapter of the week was. Let me write this. I just
God,
dropped another
Angel
corner.
and Yodozu. That's right.
God, man. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yodozu is such a
Walking
baddie,
plot
too.
devices.
Yeah, bro. Genuinely, Angel was literally just getting Gojo out of the box. Which
Bro,
I guess
can
I
we
shouldn't be
talk-
surprised, but...
Can we talk about how the creation, like curse technique where you can just make stuff, has been used to make curse tools twice, and both times they were just copies of other ones?
Yeah, they just...
That's so lame.
The Zenin
man.
family fucking sucks, dude. What can I tell you?
Ugh.
The Zenin family
Even when they're
is ass.
good, they suck.
Yeah, man. They're man. The fucking military, just that being a whole plot device. That was a whole big thing at the end of Shibuya where like Kenjaku and Yuki were just like talking about how big of a consequence the rest of the world learning of cursed energy was, and we just felt nothing. It was literally just like, psych, I lied to get you in Japan to add you to my monster thing, and then Yuki just fucking died. So it's like there was no real impact on it at all.
Dude.
Oh my god, bro.
There's cool stuff, but overall, I don't really like the Culling Games. I think there's just a lot.
Culling Games is so much worse than like every other arc in JJK, which is crazy because I still like there's still parts of it that I absolutely love. But yeah, I would genuinely consider like Culling Games, like at least or rather JJK up to Shibuya for me is easily like a 9 out of 10. And I was like, I like going
That's so
into
fair.
Culling Games, I was just like, I'm so ready to give this series a 10, bro. It just has to go crazy. And like some parts did go crazy, and other parts also went crazy, but in the complete wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought it back. Sorry about that, but we can close out now. Sorry.
Okay.
I got nothing left.
All right.
I just wanted to complain.
It's okay. Hey, man. Listen. Sometimes you gotta vent about JJK, man. I get it. Trust me, I get it, man. I understand. But anyway, like I said, let us know down below what your favorite chapter of the week was. Doesn't have to be anything that we talked about on the podcast. It could be Blue Lock, Blue Box, Blue Beetle, Kill Blue, Grand Blue, Blue Period, Kagura, Blue Bachi. God, say a prayer.
Green.
I will fucking kill you.
Green.
I will fucking. How fucking dare y'all, man? This is a blue household, and y'all bringing up greens, bro. Can't believe it. See,
it's a mix of yellow and blue. It counts.
This is why Kagura Blue Bachi is on the fucking chopping block. This is because this household's in the fucking state that it's in, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. But anyway, let us know down below how you guys feel about whatever chapter was your favorite this week. And yeah, we will see you guys next week. I think next week you said Silver is just JJK. So hey, this is either going to be a podcast of praise or a whole slander off. So we're going to see how this court case goes. You know, we're going to be tapped in. We're going to get our legal procedures in order. And yeah, we'll just catch you guys next week. Anyway, goodbye. Mwah.
Did it cut out?
No.
I think it cut out.
No, he ended the stream.
Yeah.
No, it's just like it went like dead silent for a second.
Oh,
While you were in the middle of that good night, so I wasn't sure if I cut out for a second.
Oh no, I was doing my outro. Well, goodbye, everybody. It's over now. Goodbye, everybody. Love you. Bye. Mwah.